Welcome to Veterans Forum, a program by veterans, about veterans, and for veterans and their families. I'm your co-host, Bob West, with Ray Chattery and Jerry Devlin. Our goal is to provide important information on legislation, benefits, support, and activities for you and your family by interviewing leaders in our community. Jerry, who do we have with us today?
Bob, we're very honored to have two very distinguished leaders of the veterans community in Bowie. We have Colonel Harlan Tucker, from the commander of the Veterans of Foreign Wars. Colonel Tucker is a graduate of the class of 1946 at West Point. He's a veteran of World War II, Korea, and Vietnam, and we're really honored to have Harlan with us. And we have retired Gunnery Sergeant Raymond Chattery. Ray, in addition to his distinguished career in the Marine Corps, has been a leader of several veterans organizations, both here in Bowie and across the state. He's been state commander of the Disabled Veterans, and he's been commandant of the Marine Corps League, and he's been chairman of the Maryland Joint Veterans Committee. And we're really happy to have these two men with us who bring both distinguished military records and distinguished records in the veterans community.
We sure are, Jerry. Let's start with Harlan. Harlan, tell us a little bit about the Bowie Memorial Post 8065 and some programs they have for veterans and their families.
Well, one of the things that we try to do is satisfy some of the unmet needs of veterans through phone cards for veterans, the deployed veterans. We help with the with the VA Medical Center Recreation Fund. We help with the Fisher houses at the various hospitals in the area. We sponsor a couple of programs for school children. We have in this month and beginning until the 1st of November, an essay contest for middle school children, in which they write a 300-word essay on a patriotic theme. And each year we've had 160 to 200 entries, and our entries have not only been successful for the Post, but also in the district. We also have a speaking contest for high school students on a patriotic theme, in which they have a 400-word speech that they put on a disc and participate for national awards, scholarships up to $20,000 for the winner.
And Ray, tell us a little bit about the DAV and their programs.
Yeah, well, we have the Omaha Beach Chapter number 7 here in Bowie. We're located on 8205 Laurel Bowie Road. We have almost 1,000 members. We're about 980 members now. And in fact, today we just finished our 21st annual Forget-Me-Not golf tournament, which we had around 70 golfers and had a very successful. All this money that we raise goes to the benefit of service veterans and their families. We have a lot of programs, like we have our National Service Officers who come to Bowie to serve veterans and such. So as I say, we're very active, and we have the only chapter, we own the home in the state. All the other DAV chapters throughout the state meet in various American Legions or schools and such. And we were very fortunate to have our own chapter home here in Bowie.
And I think it's worth mentioning at this time, all of the veterans organizations are aggressively recruiting members. Somehow in America, younger people tend to join groups more slowly than older people, and we'd like to get more younger people. And all of the organizations are perhaps less restrictive in their membership than you might think. For many years, I thought the Disabled American Veterans was designed for people like the late Senator Ed Conroy, who lost his arm at Heartbreak Ridge, or Butch Joko, who lost both legs in Vietnam, who were both residents here in Bowie. But really, the DAV is if you've been injured or sick while you're on military duty. And that covers a lot more people. And I would not have joined the DAV, except Ray told me that I had always thought of Butch and Ed and I just thought of myself as not being eligible. The Marine Corps League is perhaps less restrictive than you think. You have to have served 90 days on active duty in the United States, at some point in the United States Marine Corps. Now, the 90 days even includes summer training in the Marine Corps Reserve or weekend warrior days. You add that up, so it's you don't need to be a career Marine like Gunny Chattery. You can be just guys like me. I was in the Marine Corps twice, the first time very briefly and the second time a little longer. But it's a tremendous organization. I really recommend it to all those Marines who are out there listening, that if you don't come down on the second Wednesday of the month at the DAV at 7:30, you're really missing an awful lot. I think as you grow older, the Marine Corps becomes more important. The American Legion, for example, it meets the fourth Wednesday of the month at Disney Bell Post in Old Bowie, down on Old Laurel Bowie Road. The American Legion, you had to have served at some time during a war period, even one day if you served during a time of war. So you'll find that is a great deal less restrictive. The VFW, you have to have an overseas ribbon. You had to have served overseas in a time of war. And I think if anybody has any questions on any of these organizations, the credits at the beginning of the show list the organizations, and the credits at the end will. But if that's too complex, reading is too difficult, just give me a call. I'm Jerry Devlin. My phone number is 301-262-1696, and I'm a life member of 3 of these organizations. I never was overseas, so I couldn't join the VFW with these other great Americans. And that I think is pretty much what we're trying to do. But all of the organizations are aggressively recruiting members.
That's right, Jerry. And we do things not only for veterans, but also we're very active in the community. Harlan, we were talking a little bit about the Patriot Pen program, which is for 6th, 7th, and 8th graders.
Sure.
And you had mentioned that we typically get 150 to 200 students to actually participate in the program. If somebody out there was interested in participating, how would they go about doing that?
Well, they can contact me, Harlan Tucker, at telephone 301-262-1010, and I'll be happy to provide information.
And I understand also at the VFW website, vfw.org, there'd also be some information about the Patriot Pen program, including the application.
Right.
And as you had mentioned, the Post does give out a monetary award of a few $100.
Yeah, right.
And our district, as well as state and national awards.
Right,
so
right.
there's quite a few dollars that's available to young people in this program. Additionally, you talked about the Voice of Democracy program. Now, that's for older students, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th graders.
Right.
Again, how would they go about if they were interested in doing that program?
Once again, the website, or they can call me at 301-262-1010, and be happy to see that they get the information and the application.
Thank you. We also have some other programs within the VFW for the community. We have the Policeman of the Year program.
Right.
We have Teacher of the Year program. And we've done a real good job, I think, of highlighting the activities of these local community folks, too. Are there some other programs that you can kind of think about within the VFW that we might be able to get out to the viewers? Because I know that we help the Boy Scouts, the Girl Scouts, and others.
And we participate with the, we provide awards for the ROTC programs at various high schools and at Bowie State. And we participate in the, provide the flag detail for the city's 4th of July celebration, and we